we're gonna enter like a really crazy era of like technology. It's gonna be scary, man. I feel like we're entering like a scary era of technology currently. Like it's going incredibly fast with like everything. Like the Apple Vision stuff you see, like all those like dystopian videos of people walking around with like those headphones up in the open world in real life. And I don't know, it's scary, but I wanted to take a look at this, guys, and let's see what it is. The Skynet is coming. It might be, man.
All right, so this is simultaneously really impressive and really frightening at the same time, and it's hitting me in ways that I didn't really expect. So do you remember Will Smith eating spaghetti? Do you remember when this was what AI-generated videos look like? Remember when we said, okay, this AI stuff is cool and all, but clearly there's a long way to go before there's any need for concern. Well, welcome to the future, people, because this is also an AI-generated video.
Oh, you can
and
kind
so
of
is
tell,
this,
though,
completely synthesized out of thin air by computers. This one, too. This is not
that's crazy.
real. Absolutely ridiculous how far we've come in
looks like that actor
literally
a little bit.
1 year. This does feel like another ChatGPT, DALL-E moment for AI, and maybe I'm overreacting because, okay, I'm a video creator, so an AI that's actually doing my job, maybe that feels a little more threatening, so I'm particularly impressed by it, but also this
makes sense.
This stuff is really good. So today, Sam Altman and OpenAI announced a new model called Sora, and it can generate full up to 1 minute video clips from just text input. So the same way DALL-E was able to understand our text input and turn it into a photorealistic or stylized image or whatever you want, same thing with Sora, but now since it's videos, it also needs to understand how all these things like reflections and textures and materials
a lot of stuff
and
going
physics
into it.
all interact with each other over time to make a reasonable looking video. And of course, right away, there's a bunch of examples on their website that are crazy. Now, before I show you these, I just need you to keep this in mind. You're about to watch a bunch of AI generated videos, and you know that you're about to watch a bunch of AI generated content. So your brain, you're already looking for this stuff, and it's not perfect. You will find imperfections, but
usually it's like a lot of movement that's really weird. Like if something is moving a lot, then it's like it kind of glitches up a bunch with like AI stuff, right? Hey, Sora, generate me a full 5-hour Guzu stream where he doesn't react for 3 hours. I don't think that's even possible, man. Okay, I don't even know if we're in that dystopian of a life quite yet. Hands and teeth. Yeah, hands usually are really, really weird, right? Like they kind of like fade in and out for some reasons and stuff like that. Yeah.
And everybody who sees AI generated content on the internet knows to be looking for that. So also keep that in mind. This is also the worst that this technology is going to be from here on out.
That's the scariest
so, okay,
part.
here's one of the videos. There's no audio to any of these clips, but the prompt for this one is a stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled with warm, glowing neon and animated city signage. She wears a black leather jacket, a long red dress, and black boots. This video is already miles ahead of where we were. It has accurate lighting, it has materials, it has skin tones, movements, even has reflections all over the place.
Dude, honestly, if I saw this video just like on Instagram or something like that, or just scrolling, I wouldn't really think it was AI, but like, you know, if you're searching for it, then you can see it, right? Like her legs are really weird. Like they kind of just like fade in and out. Yeah, watching a video on the new AI stuff, the Sora stuff. This guy, before this guy's AI generated and we only find out until the very end. Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
Now, of course, if you look at it for more than about 10 seconds very closely, there are lots of giveaways. Like this dude in the background kind of looks like he's gliding in a weird way. The frame rates and the reflections in the water are for some reason lower than the rest of the video.
But like, look how good that looks though. And this is in the early stages of this. Like, this is scary, man.
The camera movement overall is just a bit inconsistent, and it just, I don't know, it just kind of feels a little bit off. But then again, this is where we were 1 year ago. So just keep that in the back of your head for all this.
Was that a year ago? Wait, so in a year we went from this.
Okay, how about this one? This is another one which has a long prompt about a camera following behind a white vintage SUV with
like a really good video game
as it speeds up a steep dirt road. This is also, again, really good. It kind of looks a little more video gamey.
Yeah, it looks like
rock solid the drone footage is. but clearly very usable. Here's another one. A litter of golden retriever puppies
Look
playing
at
in
the
the snow.
hair.
Their heads pop in and out of the snow,
what
covered
the
in it. It's so good. It feels like the physics of the fur and the ears and everything with the snow flying around in slow motion is incredible.
Dude, that looks insane. The reflection in the eye and the fur and the snow. It's scary, man. Imagine I would be used to frame other people for crimes and deep fake porn stuff. Dude, it's scary, man. Like, hasn't there already also been like some like pure AI streamers that are literally just like streaming that it's just fully AI as well? Like, we are literally entering like the Matrix or like some sort of like a dystopian world. It's so crazy.
Is incredible.
You love
I've looked
AI
through all the sample videos on OpenAI's website, and clearly these are the hand-picked best ones that they chose to share, where they just put in some text and then get a video and don't modify it. But there's really
so that's all just from text. So someone just put in cute puppy dancing in snow, whatever the heck.
Really impressive stuff in there. Some of it has humans, some of it doesn't. Some of it is
that looks so
more
real.
realistic feeling, like the truck driving one, but some of them are more video gamey or more stylized. A lot of it is slow motion. I just have to say, how insanely fast these models are improving is genuinely, like, that's the shocking part.
It's scary.
Like, I remember not even that many months ago, DALL-E 3, really, really high end, and you could always still find something off about it. Like, especially if you ask it for something like a photorealistic image of a human.
Yeah.
Something about, like, the hands or the ears would always just be a little bit off. Never mind the physics. But even this video here is
still looks
crazy
really good
at first glance. The prompt for this AI-generated video is: a young man in his 20s is sitting on a piece of a cloud in the sky reading a book. This one feels like 90% of
the book, though. Do you guys see that with the page? Look at the page.
This one feels like 90%.
It just like flipped up and then down for some reason.
90% of the way there. For me, like, it's beyond the uncanny valley of like Apple's personas, which are actually based on humans. Okay. This is a made-up person. I mean, his eyes are kind of weird, and the motion of the pages in the book.
It's the wind. No, the book. No, it's not. It like flipped. It flipped opposite of what it's supposed to.
The odd, and yeah, obviously.
Look at that. You saw that?
In the book, are kind of odd.
Like, it flipped the other way.
And yeah, obviously he's in a cloud, and that's a giveaway, but like the lighting and the shadows and the skin tones, and then all the realism of the textures on the shirt and the way the shirt and the pants move and the hair, they're all really impressive. And then for this one, they typed in a movie trailer featuring the adventurers of the 30-year-old spaceman wearing a red wool knitted motorcycle helmet, blue sky, salt desert, cinematic style, shot on 35mm film. And the close-ups of his face.
Dude, I wouldn't even, like, if I just saw this video, I wouldn't think it was like just generated. Like, oh, I can't pause it.
The fabrics on the helmet.
Dude, I want to pause in his face. Come on, man. Blizzard.
The close-ups of
that looks. Man, I don't know, man. This
his face.
Weird.
The fabrics on the helmet. The film grain through every shot and the cinematic style. This is one of the most convincing AI-generated videos I've ever seen. Minus maybe the weird physics of that dude walking kind of in fast motion. So Sam Altman, if you follow him on Twitter, he's going through a whole bunch more of like people's requests and posting a bunch more generated videos. And so if you want to check out his profile, you can see those. But here's the thing about these AI-generated videos now, as good as they've gotten to this point.
Yeah.
They can and will pass as real videos to people who are not looking for AI-generated videos. Now that
is I think that's the most important thing, because like we're watching this video and we're like searching for all the stuff that's wrong. But if you just randomly scroll through videos or something and you see some of that, you may not think it's like AI, right? Yo, Bungrock, thank you for 11 months. My Prime doesn't work, but I got that GDKP gold. Okay, bro. Thank you, Bungrock, for the 11 months.
It's obviously insanely sketchy during an election year in the US, and also terrifying for a bunch of other internet-related reasons. But it's also perfect for stock footage. Like, there are already all kinds of presentations and advertisements and then PowerPoints that are in need of oddly specific stock videos.
Drone shots or whatever.
These AI-generated videos are already good enough to 100% pass for that purpose. Like, look at this one. This one with the waves at Big Sur,
That looks
this
real.
drone shot. Honestly, if I saw this on Twitter, I wouldn't even think twice. I'd be like, oh, nice drone shot, dude. Wouldn't even think about AI if I wasn't pixel peeping at like the way the water was moving. Like this.
Bro, even if I'm doing that, it's so hard to tell. The waves are rolling in too fast. Yeah, but that's because you're kind of searching for what's wrong, right? If your mind is like aware that it's wrong, you will really try to look and like, you know, see if you find something with it. This is scary. I feel like this is gonna like, so many people's jobs are gonna be in like, you know, jeopardy by that.
This is a totally usable video in an ad for some California-based product. And that has all sorts of implications for the drone pilot that no longer needs to be hired, for all the photographers and videographers whose footage no longer needs to be licensed to show up in that ad that's being made. It's already that good. There's other stuff like this wall of TVs, which would be a totally expensive and difficult thing to shoot with a camera and all these old expensive props. But if you can just generate it this well with reflections and the environment and everything else around it,
it's insane.
I mean, why do it any other way? It's also very capable of...
I don't think people will lose jobs. This stuff can only help them make their jobs easier. I mean, I know there was a whole bunch of stuff with like all the artists, like all the people drawing and like making stuff. Like, dude, people are definitely gonna lose jobs because of it for sure, man. Like, definitely. Like, imagine the amount of work that goes into like what he says, like a drone shot, or like, you know, getting some sort of a cinematic shot of something, and you're selling that license of that shot to like a company. Now you can literally just put in a prompt, beautiful scenery of a snowy area with waterfall. And then, bang, that you just saved like thousands of dollars.
Historical themed footage. So this is supposed to be California during the gold rush.
Oh, okay.
It's AI generated, but it could totally pass for the opening scene in an old Western with the right music over it. How long until...
It's usually movement. It's like individual movement that's really weird. Like, I think that person there...
It's AI generated, but it could totally pass for the opening scene in an old Western with the right music over it. How long until an entire ad, every single shot is completely generated with AI? Or what about an entire YouTube video?
Like, imagine, this is after, like, okay, it's probably, like, been in development for longer, but this is a few years. Like, we are in the infant stage of, like, the AI stuff. And it already looks like this. There's videos on how to create months of content for a month with AI. You would need whole teams for it before making graphics, coming up with titles, editing videos, pictures. Now you can just need one person to write out a good prompt AI. That's what I mean. Like, there are so many jobs that like require certain skill sets that are very specific. That's gonna now not really be, I mean, maybe in the future it's not gonna be as needed anymore, because you could literally just put in a prompt and then work with the prompt, right? You just tweak around with it and that's it. Holy shit, makes me wonder if in 30 years streamers will all be AI. I mean, there already is AI streamers, and they're successful, you know?
An entire movie. I'm tempted to say like we're a long way away from that because, you know, this still has flaws clearly, and there's no sound, and there's a long way to go with the prompt engineering to iron these things out. But then again, the spaghetti was like a year ago. Now, actually...
Yeah, that's what I mean. I find it hilarious that people didn't care about machines replacing people until artists got hurt. How is it a massive issue that artists get replaced by AI, which cannot come up with original content, by the way? But not to say Greg at the lamp factory getting replaced by a machine. Why are you saying that nobody cared about that? Why like, are you just saying that? Like, nobody cared? Like, of course people care about that. We just live in a very... different world nowadays where you read everything. All the stuff that you read on Twitter and things like that is kind of stuff that's like catered towards the stuff that you see, right? Of course people cared about it. There was like massive, you know, I mean, I don't know all the details of it, but I do know that people genuinely cared a lot because people were losing jobs and there's strikes about it and stuff like that. Of course people cared about it, you know? They just didn't have time to log into Twitter and make a complaint post about it and farm likes, right? It was a different time, you know? it was a different time. Just because you didn't read like an article about it, like now on Twitter, or like a post that someone is angry, doesn't mean that it didn't exist, right? I think art was the biggest shock value, since most people thought technology would never replace the human creativity through art, but now we realize no one is safe. I just think that it's because we live in a world nowadays where like people can express a lot more their frustrations online, their personal frustrations. So it's a lot easier to see like, oh my god, everything is so wrong, but back in the day with all those machines taking over, I guess, in that way, of course people were striking, and of course people were like, it was way worse almost, right? But yeah.
Like that OpenAI on their website.
I just think it's crazy how fast it's progressing, this whole thing now. You know? Creativity will still come from humans. AI is not creative by itself. Yeah, but like, what I mean is that like the process of crafting something is gonna be so much easier, and there's so many jobs that's gonna be, you know, looking rough because of that, right?
They show some of the downfalls too of this particular model, and because who would know better than the people who have been using it? This is a very private tool, by the way. Right now, it's in super limited access, so it's in the hands of red teamers, which basically means people testing it, pushing the limits, trying to break it, and a few trusted creators. But they have found plenty of weird edge stuff. Like this clip here of a bunch of gray wolf pups looks normal at first, but then it's pretty clear that something's
like
kind of off
multiplying.
with the way they're just kind of appearing out of nowhere and walking through each other. That's kind of weird. Or this clip of a guy running on a treadmill.
Dude, they were just multiplying. That's crazy. Look at how many people with trades lost their jobs. Do you go to a tailor to make your clothes, or do you go to the nearest shop and buy t-shirts there? Yeah, I mean, everything is a lot more easy nowadays and a lot more simple. Like, everything is. We live in a constantly, very rapidly progressing world, right? Which is, you know, pretty scary, man. Some people run backwards on treadmill for their knees. I guess that's true.
I mean, I don't really have to say much.
Let's hope coders make a backdoor in case AI decides to get ambitious. That would be the best way to state it. I mean, I don't know. It's getting
More
crazy.
About why
for sure.
this one's weird, but this is my favorite one. Again, just try to put yourself in the mind of someone who's not expecting AI. You're just
in 20 years, we will all be paid to be at home because AI will do everything. Sweet. Well, maybe.
Scrolling through Facebook
yeah, maybe,
or Twitter or something,
maybe.
right? So you just see this video. So first, I just want you to watch this clip as if it's just a stock video you found of a grandma celebrating her birthday, and just try to think like, I wonder what birthday she's celebrating, right? I don't know. How old do you think she is? 60?
Man, in a way.
65? Maybe it's the big 7-0. She seems to really like that cake.
Look at her.
Did you see it?
Yeah,
did you
I think
that?
I did.
I'm gonna play it again, but this time watch the video knowing that AI-generated photos and videos have trouble accurately doing hands.
Yeah, the girl's hand up there.
Super obvious. Like every time you watch it, watch a different set of hands. It gets weirder and weirder. You can watch it like 5 times and there's dead giveaway after dead giveaway. Not even mentioning the weird inconsistencies with the direction of the wind on the candles.
I didn't
but even
see
as
that.
I'm saying all that, even as it's coming out of my mouth, I can't help but remember that 12 months ago we were critiquing this. So what does this all mean? Well, I mean, there's what it means now, and there's what it means for the future. Now, Sora, this thing that they've made, is clearly a really impressive video generation AI tool that is both going to fool people and also be very useful. There's also a watermark in the bottom corner of every video generated by it. So if you see one of those videos and ideally it hasn't been cropped out, then that's at least a pretty clear indicator that it's AI generated. It's a Sora video. But I do think they're going to have to be very careful with this. They're going to have a whole bunch of safety stuff to keep in mind. I think they'll probably have to be even more safe than DALL-E. Like, you shouldn't be able to generate people's likenesses. Like, you shouldn't be able to make a politician look like they're doing something on video, especially this year. You probably won't be able to...
It's scary, man. Yeah, it is, for sure, man.
Make Will Smith eating spaghetti. But it also definitely means stock video generation is absolutely going to take a dent out of video licensing. Sure. Like, I can basically guarantee that. Like, logistically, why would anyone making something pay for footage of a house in the cliffs when they can generate one for free or for a small subscription price? Like, that is the real scary part of what this tool implies. But in the future...
I think more than just that as well, though. Like...
gets It gets pretty existential, man. I mean, okay, if this is trained on all videos that have ever been made by humans, then surely it can't be innovative or creative in ways that humans haven't already been, right? I don't know. Either way.
That's when it gets really scary. If it would reach a point where it would actually be like, you know, innovative on its own, that's when it's like kind of scary, right? Badly Packed Kebab, thank you for the
links below for all the Sora stuff, for OpenAI stuff. And I guess I'll talk to you next year when we look back and go, remember that first version of Sora and how bad those wolf pups looked when they spawned out of nowhere? Just remember, this is the worst that this technology is going to be.
That's insane.
From here on out. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.
Crazy video. I don't know. It just looked really interesting to me, obviously. It's a huge topic, obviously, but I don't know. I wanted to watch this with you guys because it's just crazy, I think. It's crazy. And we are like in the infant stage of this whole technology as well.